there was an exchange verbally between you and your opponent in the third round that was overheard by the cameras. Pretty heavy stuff. I was just wondering if you could explain to us what was said and why it was said.
And I didn't say that for anybody else to hear, because I don't know the whole story. I was messaged on Facebook by, I don't want to name any names, but a long message with some pictures and some Snapchat back and forth between Jordan Espinosa and another girl. Pictures of her with choke marks on her neck, and again, I don't know the whole story, and I didn't want to. It wasn't something I wanted the whole world to hear. I wasn't trying to. That wasn't my. That was supposed to be between him and I. I didn't know the camera was, or the mic was going to pick up on it, but it was kind of disturbing, the whole thing. I have a daughter, so this is the only fight that I've had out of all my fights that was personal. It was hard for me to maintain my cool. It was hard for me to keep my cardio in check because of it. I don't want to go into too much details, but again, it was. It's not something I'm proud of to say that everybody can hear, but again, I'm glad that it's out there, and I'm glad, if it's true. I don't know. Again, that's why I didn't say anything on the internet, because I don't know. I know people lie, but it was pretty disturbing, the things that I was messaged and the pictures that I received. So that's all the further I can really go into it.
To be fair to you, you did mention it at Media Day. You didn't bring it up pre. I think the reason the camera picked up on it was because you were literally right next to it against the fence. You said that this was personal to you. In the end of round 3, you were also rubbing your blood into his face. Is that related?
Well, that was my coach. My coach said, your blood is going right in his face. Use it. So he's smart. It worked. It helped. I'm out here trying to win, whatever it takes, at all costs, in the legality and in the rules, whatever it takes.
And at the very end of the fight, big aggressive flurry, threw an axe kick at him on the ground. Again, I'm not trying to harp on this and make this a big story, but is that because you'd heard this stuff and you really wanted to send him a message, or was that just the way it played out?
I mean, I wanted to hurt the guy. This is the first time I've ever fought somebody that I wanted to hurt. I wanted to make him pay a little bit. I want to win either way. I don't do this to get aggression out. I do this because I like to fight. I enjoy it. I love my job. I'm a company man. I've been in the UFC since 2012. I've never had any issues with the promotion, with any of the bosses. That I'm easy to deal with. I'm easy to get a hold of, and I let my emotions get the best of me a little bit because of the messages that I received, and that's something that I'm going to have to work on. It's something that I'm going to have to go back in camp and work on, because I can't let that happen again. I can't let things outside of the fight dictate how I'm feeling in the fight, and that's something that personally I need to work on.
Last thing on this subject from me, do you have any interest in hearing his side of the story and talking to him, or is that something that you'd rather not even go into that?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to, I feel so bad because it's not something, because I don't know the whole story, you know what I mean? And he's right, he even said that, and when he said that, I even thought about it at that point, but I was trying to have a personal conversation with him, and which isn't something I should be doing anyway. I should be focusing on the fight and winning the fight and the things that I can control. And I let my emotions get the best of me. And I'm an old dog in this sport, but I still got a lot to learn and a long way to go. And I'm still here, and I'm going to get better, and I'm going to get smarter, and I'm going to keep doing the right things.
Moving on from that, it was a very dominant performance. It was a very good performance. Just generally, how do you feel about it? How do you feel that you showed tonight?
I want to be happy with the win, but I didn't like the way the fight played out. I didn't like the way that I felt during the fight. But again, I think I'm an emotional guy, man. I could cry right now. I'm away from my daughter, being out here for a week. I love the fighting. I enjoy it so much. To have a negative light put on it because of this, it takes the fun out of it for me. It ruined this fight for me.
Is that something you think in the future? I mean, it's such a unique situation, right? So I can't say it's going to happen again, but is that something that you think, if this ever popped up again, you'd be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't even take this fight. I should avoid incidents like this?
No, never that. I'm here to fight. The UFC says this is the guy you're fighting. That's the guy I'm fighting. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make money. The reason why I get the fights that I get, and the reason why I've stayed in the promotion, being inconsistent and having 3 losses in a row, is because, like I said, I'm a company man. They know they can call me. They know I'm going to show up and make weight every time. They know I'm going to come, fight hard every time, no matter what. And I like to be the guy. I like to be the guy that the UFC can rely on, and I want to keep being that guy.
Negative attachment aside, it was a great performance, and you should be happy with it. Congratulations.
Tim, right. Did you feel Jordan was slippery in there?
Man, I hate being the guy to say things in the cage, but it wasn't like it was the third round where I felt like he was slippery. The very first exchange, I put him up against the cage, and whatever was on him was on me. I was having to wipe it off on my shorts. Again, I'm not trying to call anybody a cheater. People sweat different, I guess, but that's another thing I'm going to have to work on. I can only focus on what I'm doing and what my coaches are saying, and me running my mouth in the cage is it's not a good look, and it's just something I'm going to have to work on. I'm not perfect. I still got a long way to go, and that's something that's something I can get better at. Just like fighting, I can work on that kind of thing too. But yeah, he was slippery. He was hard to hold on to, and it was first round.
And you rolled with a couple high kicks into the takedown. Did you know that was something you could take advantage of? Because you seemed to time that pretty well the whole fight.
No, that was all James Krause. We worked switching to southpaw and shutting down his jab because he's a heavy jab-handed fighter. And I even said that in the pre-fight interview. And, maybe he heard that and he made adjustments. But as soon as that head kick started coming at me, James Krause told me to switch my stance, close the stance up. He was kicking too high anyway. But when you're pitching a shutout and the only thing they have is something big like that, you have to make adjustments. But again, that's all from my corner. That wasn't me. I'm out there taking orders.
And then moving forward, are there any names you're looking at? We have a couple other flyweight fights on this card, or when you were looking to get back in there?
Oh man, I feel like I didn't get the performance that I wanted personally. I felt like I wanted something more. And any of these guys, I don't want to call anybody out. There was a time where I felt like I was at the top of this division after the Ultimate Fighter and fighting Demetrius Johnson, but I had 3 losses in a row after that. I'm at the bottom of the heap here. Guys on my season of the Ultimate Fighter, Kai Kara France, those guys are killing it right now. I'm just lucky to be in here and get the fights that I'm getting. So whoever, whenever, next week, the week after, the UFC knows they can call me. I'm ready.
Hey, Tim, right here. I just want to ask you briefly, at what point in training camp did you receive those messages that, how long have you been aware of it?
So it was strange because it was on my Facebook, but it wasn't my regular messages because I wasn't friends with the person. But I saw like a little red 1 up in the top of my thing. I clicked on it. It was a big, long thing, and it was a female. So right away I gave it to my fiance. I was like, "Oh, read this." And then, I could tell she was choking up about it. But, people say things, people lie, but it's not like Jordan has enough money to where this girl could be out trying to get money or anything. And she didn't have any reason to message me, really. We don't know each other personally. And it was on her face. It wasn't like she just sent me the link of this that she had already written out. It was on her Facebook. And again, it's 5-6 years ago, it wouldn't have bothered me, really. I mean, obviously it's not good, but I have a daughter. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and that's all I think about pretty much every day. So it got to me, it riled me up.
We could see very visibly it had. Can I ask, did you bring this up with your coach before the fight? Did he give you any advice? We know James Krause is one of the best in the game, just about keeping your head straight and focusing on the task at hand.
I didn't say anything personally about it, but I think he's known through this whole fight week that I've been amped up coming into warm up. Like, we just got here, and I was kind of overdoing it with the warm up, and he's like, "Man, just relax, just chill." He's such a good coach, inside the cage, outside the cage, and he knows me so well that he could read. He can tell my body language. He knows I'm an emotional guy. I mean, I wear my heart on my sleeve, so he picked up on it easy, and yeah, he helped me work through it. But I was a little bit agitated through the whole fight, and the good thing about it is that's something that him and I can go back and work on, and make those adjustments to where that thing doesn't happen again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sir.
Hey, Tim, great victory. Just wanted to ask you something. You came into this fight extremely confident. You bet on yourself at the sports books. How much richer are you because of that?
Well, actually, I brought my money in to bet, and then I actually didn't get the bet in. But the thing is I bet on myself every day. This fight life, it's a gamble. I moved my home from Las Vegas to Kansas City to a small little rental house where we didn't have any furniture. We brought one bag of clothes between my wife and I and my daughter. We did a training camp out of a one room. We didn't have any furniture. Our bedroom was our living room. We had a TV and a bed, and my daughter had a bed. We were looking for a house the whole time in Kansas City, so we bounced from Vegas to a small rental with no furniture. And then during this camp, we found a more permanent home and moved into that and then bought furniture. So this whole camp was really chaotic and inconsistent. But the only real true consistent thing about it was my coaching staff, my wife, and my team.
Couple wins in a row. What does the pathway look like to fighting again for that flyweight strap?
Man, I used to be the guy like, I want to get this, I want to get that, I used to be a reacher and so end goal oriented. And right now I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm trying to enjoy the process. This is the fun part, like taking the ride as it comes. And I'm not worried about getting the belt or being the champion. Right now I'm trying to enjoy these small moments with my coaches and my family. And man, I'm having the best time.
And lastly, does James Krause ever take a day off?
I think he'll get to go home on Sunday and then back on Tuesday. So he'll get to go to his second home back in Kansas City for a few days, and then he's back out here for Grant Dawson. And and then Gina fights, my fiance. She fights in a few weeks, and then I'm trying to get right back out there. And like the sacrifice that he makes is it's way up there. But not just him, his wife Chanel Krause, like she has to put up with the 15, 20 other guys that he's coaching and being away. Like she's the real trooper. I don't know how she does it.
Congrats on the victory.
Thanks, sir.
Just a couple quick ones. I got to give you props on the use of the fiance and the Facebook. Is that the normal thing? Once you see a random message from a female, is it bringing the fiance to read the message, or did you read it and then you needed a second set of eyes on it?
I saw that it was a long thing and that it was something like personal, and I knew it wasn't anything like. I mean, look at me. No girls are throwing themselves at me. So one girl, but I knew it was something personal and private, and I just wanted her to. I mean, she has access to everything in my life. She handles all my finances. Most of my phone calls. Like I have nothing to hide. She's everything to me. So right away, I knew if it was something important, she would let me know, and she let me know that it was important. So it was important.
And lastly, you had an opponent come in that said that they already knew what you were going to do. They said, "Oh, I already know what the awkward Tim's going to do." I mean, what does it say to have these guys think that they already understand what you're going to bring, but they still can't go out there and stop it?
I mean, there's no secrets in this game anymore. The internet's out there, but the level of training, it's not even level. We're not out there working hard. We're working smart. We're finding things and we're harping on those things, and those things are winning fights. And again, I'm 34 years old. I've been in the UFC since 2012, and my fight IQ is getting better every day. And I still got a lot more to go and a lot more to learn, and that's what's making it fun for me again. And that makes me a scary man.
Congrats on them.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, guys.